This episode of the ZuLoo Poodcast is sponsored by ZuLoo Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at ZuLoo.com.
Why don't we make this more specific? You're leaving Las Vegas. You're an hour outside of it. You're coming up to Prim. You know that it's the 4th of July and the traffic's out of control. It's going to take you just 45 minutes to get into the Terrible's gas station. Do you go there? Or do you have to run out to the side of the road because you can't physically get to the gas station?
Thank you.
Welcome to the ZuLoo Poodcast, where we talk all things poop, toilets, and sanitation. Through insightful news, impact stories, and quirky humor, we aim to discuss and highlight the critical role toilets play in whisking poop out of our lives, the impact toilets have, or lack thereof, in the health and wellness of humanity, and what ZuLoo is doing to help solve the current global sanitation crisis.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the ZuLoo Poodcast. Super excited to have you along, listening, watching, however you're tuning in. Just stoked to have you with us. We've got an awesome lineup of topics tonight, and we're hoping that you'll join in maybe in the discussion, whether that's via email or on our Instagram when we release this episode, because I'm really stoked to talk about some of these things.
It seems like you're wagging your head.
I'm just trying to pep her up because she's almost seems like she doesn't want to be here.
I feel like for that you should wear my hat and I should wear your hat.
I'm totally down with that.
All right.
We got the hat. I was actually going to wear a hat.
Swap.
I was actually going to wear a hat today, but I saw you guys wearing hats.
Making that fit on your head. All right. Looks good on you, Quinn.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's an improvement.
It's very
Thank you so much. Yeah.
It's very Provo hipster vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like 2013.
Very specific.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Well,
You went from like social media influencer to girl gonna snowboard down the mountain look.
Yeah,
right?
And
Snowboard.
Influence the mountain.
Or ski. Sorry.
Ski.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. That's you don't want to cross that line, right?
What are you trying to say?
Do you ski? Don't you ski?
I used to snowboard.
Oh.
But not right now because it's expensive. Yeah.
You guys can fight it out later because I've got a snap poll for you guys.
Snap
okay.
poll.
Okay. So just came from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And I was curious to know if when you're going to get on a plane, is your preference? So you have a couple options, right?
Okay.
It's sort of like, oh, maybe I need to go to the bathroom real quick before I get on, right? And so you're using the bathroom at the airport, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can sort of, I'm going to wait and I'm going to go when I'm on the plane, right? Well, what's your...
What do you do?
What's your
choice?
Wait, how much time is left to get on the flight?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? I'll just go in the airport.
In the airport?
Yeah.
Like if all things were considered like, oh, you weren't in a hurry.
Yeah. Airport.
Let's say there wasn't an issue like, oh, I'm in the very
what
squished.
if it this is the scenario.
Okay.
You're boarding, but you're in the final group to board and it hits you urgently.
No, okay. So
airplane.
Okay. So
because then you have to choose. You've got enough time.
No, because you have to get on
to
the plane.
go.
Okay,
because you have to get on the plane.
Let's say you have
boarding.
Let's say you have plenty of time. There's no rush. There's no, I'm going to miss my flight if I don't go, or it's like you just have a perfect choice. Like you got plenty of time.
Well, that's a no-brainer. You choose the airport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although.
Why?
Because
why do you choose the airport bathroom over a nice private individual experience?
Two main reasons.
Easy.
One, you don't have to bother other people to get up out of your row, especially if you're in the window seat.
Let's say you're an aisle seat.
No, you're just trying to fish me towards one answer.
I'm not, because you're throwing in factors that that steer you.
No, I'm telling you.
I'm just saying, hey, there's no obstacles
she's
that.
Not even getting.
I'm
she's not even getting
you,
to the biggest problem.
Okay, what is it?
What is the biggest problem?
I want to see if you have the same answer I have.
Okay, so you'd rather, all things considered, you would say definitely airport.
Definitely airport bathroom.
Versus
Well, yes. Okay. Here are my 3 reasons. I had to
Okay.
add a
Yeah,
reason
2.
because I just thought, no, he's the third. Hear me
Okay,
out.
all
Okay.
right.
One, I never get the aisle seat.
Okay.
So I always have to shuffle awkwardly past people. And I
Yeah.
hate that.
Okay, but that's not
2,
okay.
no, these are my reasons. They're
Okay.
not factors.
Okay.
This is why
This is
I
your
would
al-
choose.
You always do the window.
this is how she feels.
Yeah, this is how I feel.
Okay.
I know
I
I'm
get
not wearing my influencer hat anymore.
Yeah. See, but now
I'm just a slow brat, but
now
you still
I get her emotions.
You can trade it.
Reason number 2,
Okay.
I'm a small person, but the bathroom in an airplane is still too small for me.
Wow.
I just feel
Claustrophobia.
too cramped,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
Reason number 3,
hmm
nursing bathrooms kick ass. They're awesome. I will never use a regular woman's restroom again because a lactation room, which has a toilet in it, way better.
Well, no.
I didn't know.
I didn't know
okay.
I could use that.
See, this is a whole world we don't know anything
I'm
about.
going
You
in
do
there.
have to use the telephone to get in,
I'm getting in there.
but if you
'Cause-
use your like falsetto voice,
Oh, you know I can. I got this hat on.
you
It's 2022, so they can't really question me. I'll just get in there, you know.
just get right in there.
But you didn't list the,
So
the number one.
the main issue I hear Kelsey saying is the claustrophobia thing, because the lactate of the. I mean, we're talking about you're not breastfeeding. You're just going to the bathroom. So, but you're saying that you actually
yeah, but
choose.
why would you choose?
You actually choose a lactating room when you just have to go to the
I
bathroom.
would choose a lactation room, bathroom,
just to go to the bathroom.
just to go to the bathroom.
Well,
Did she
how many
lie?
of them out, or how many are there?
I
Isn't
think-
there like
It depends
Are
on
they-
the airport.
Wait, are there in airplanes or
Okay.
airports?
Airports.
So okay,
there's no lactation room on
Sometimes-
the airplane?
Sometimes some airports like where did we
Denver.
just come from? Flying.
JFK,
No, I want to say like
LaGuardia.
South Carolina or
O'Hare.
something. They just had these like booths that you would walk into, and there's no toilet in there. That's just purely for
Oh, I
nursing,
thought you said there was
but-
a toilet in there too.
well, in some of them there
Oh,
are.
okay.
She-
Not all.
Okay.
But I didn't mention the biggest reason.
You did
I-
not mention the biggest reason.
I
The biggest
couldn't
reason
mind read.
you didn't mind read. Shocker that we could. No
Yeah,
one
you
hat.
didn't put your brain into the hat when you gave it to me.
I know.
Sorry.
I thought it would make you funny. But
It's the biggest letdown of my life. I
Yes.
really want to be
Uh-huh.
funny.
But no, the biggest thing airplane bathroom is the moment that door shuts, a timer starts in your head
Yep.
because you're like, someone else might need to use this.
Yep.
And so
Well, it depends on the size of the plane, right?
even then, just knowing that there's all these people and there's like 2 bathrooms
Yep.
or 4 for like depending on the plane, it's still a timer going off in my head of like, I can't be in here.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I'm just nervous about that. I'm worried about that, you know,
Okay.
because you're like,
I don't even know how I didn't think about that.
yeah.
Because the
That's the
second
biggest.
worst thing about having to bother somebody to get out of my aisle is having to know that everybody's watching me walk down the aisle and wait in the bathroom.
I'm gonna
line.
also say this: no one's really watching you. No one really
I
cares.
know, but
They're
it's
watching
one of
their
those,
their
like-
movie,
Yeah.
or they're on their phone. They're not watching.
Or about
Oh,
when
look
you-
at that girl going down the
I remember
bathroom.
when you walk up to the airplane bathroom and there's like a line and it's like you have to go. It's like you're standing up and it's like all the lights are turned off. So it's like you and this 45-year-old businessman and you're both just wearing socks. And you're just kind of like wobbling and like holding on to chairs, and then like it's like so like it's like
Kinda
loud and
bumping
quiet, and then
into
like
each
and,
other
and then like that weird
awkwardly.
like the door opens up and like the person slides in there and it closes, and you're like, and it's like in that moment you're like what? How far have we advanced as civilization that like we're flying through the sky and I'm waiting in line for a bathroom? Like it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty incredible.
pretty
You put
insane.
it that way. It's
Yeah.
pretty incredible.
So
Maybe I'll change my vote.
yeah, you change. No, but no, I don't. But I still prefer airport
Okay,
because you're on the ground. You know,
you like the ground.
you're on the ground. You got.
You don't need another Bangkok toilet.
When you walk out, you can
Instant.
hit a McDonald's if you want, but then you might not. 'Cause
Then you might
then you might
end
have
up
to
in the
use. You might have to go
bathroom.
back. But if you go back, you get to use that airport bathroom again,
Yeah.
ideally. But yeah, so that's my reasons.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, what is
but what's
your
the point
choice?
you're getting towards? What do you?
Well,
I feel
I
like
don't know.
I
It's
said
not-
that you
there's no-
choose
you have
the
an angle.
airplane.
You have an
Well,
angle.
there's no right or wrong answer. It's just a preference, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, myself, if I can speak for myself,
Mhm.
He has
He
the
has an
right
opinion.
answer.
He has
you
an
know, okay. And I understand some of the issues, like, oh, there might be a big line, or oh, it's everybody can see me going in and out. What's worse is on a bus. If you ever like,
Oh,
Yeah.
you shouldn't even
go in the bathroom on a bus, that's
Yeah.
like a whole nother. I went to a bathroom on a bus in Egypt one time,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
and everybody had diarrhea on the bus. And it was
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll happen.
not pretty, but anyway, that's a whole nother podcast. But anyway, as far as airplane bathrooms, personally, I go for the airplane because 100% privacy, right? There's no see people's feet and people
Mhm.
coming in and out. I just shut that door and it's like my own little world, you know? It's
Mhm.
like privacy, right? Number one.
Mhm.
Number two, I got a sink right there.
Wow.
You know how
Uh-huh.
I like my bidet, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Public bathrooms, America still hasn't gone on board with the bidet. I
So
don't know.
are you alluding
I have
to
no-
the
I have
fact
no-
that you
I
use
have-
the
I have no
airplane
water.
toilet?
I have no water source to get clean. So I'm
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
accessing that sink right there. In
So-
fact, when I'm in you go to a bathroom and they have a handicap, so
Uh-huh.
sometimes
Mhm.
there's like a sink in
In
there.
there.
oh.
I'm going in there.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if there's a wheelchair person around, I'm like, okay, I want to go in there. But if I don't see one, I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm going in there because I got a sink. I got water
Yeah.
access.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming out of that bathroom super clean, cleaner than I went in,
Wow.
because it's the water. It's got a sink.
Well,
Privacy in a sink.
So
Well, the air- but the-
all I'm
I'm gonna-
picturing right
I'm just-
now is you propped up against an airplane
no. You're
Yeah.
not
toilet
sitting.
wall.
You're not
with-
sitting on the sink or anything like that. You're not
Well,
doing
even-
that.
even-
I know,
Well,
but
even-
that's the image.
well, even
that's in
then,
my-
like-
No, you just. I mean,
I don't know how you use.
No,
this.
you
it's
can.
a private
It's
space.
a way to get water onto your toilet paper so you can have a cleaner exit.
see,
You know?
that's not at all.
That's
when
never
the moment you
crossed
brought
my
up bidet,
You never crossed your
once
mind?
you said bidet, our
Well,
immediate
so
thought
this
was
is why-
you're pushing your ass up against the sink. And then the airplane toilets, like the sinks they have, you have to like tap it. Like the water doesn't. It's not a faucet. You have to like kind of tap it for it to come out. So I was like, wow, this is like an
No,
intricate process where you're just kind of like fanning it.
So,
Yeah.
so next time we fly somewhere,
Okay.
you come with me to the bathroom.
Show
and
us
I'll
the way.
show you how I do it. But anyway, I'm just saying it's a cleaner experience than if without any water at all.
Have you ever thought about maybe like pre
Or
dousing
taking the
your
water?
toilet
Or-
paper in a public restroom
I
and
have-
just taking it in the
just
stall
like
with you?
just like because by the time you get it in there, it's all falls apart.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah,
It's
this
just-
problem,
Yeah, I've
this
tried that.
problem has been
Yeah.
solved. Wet wipes.
Dude wipes.
Yeah,
yeah.
this has
You
been
just
this
gotta
has been
carry
solved.
dude wipes on
Yeah,
you.
you just
Well-
got to keep it. You always have to have it with you.
Hey, are you endorsing another product? Sounds like you're leading into a commercial.
Oh no! Is this
as a woman,
is
I
this a
officially
ruse?
cannot use dude wipes
It's
because it's
against-
just for dudes.
It's against the Geneva
Don't they have
Convention.
girly wipes? Like girly wipes?
I think Poise creates those.
Oh, boys. Just
Well, the girly wipes is actually a paintbrush now.
yeah.
Apparently,
Well, yeah. So, I mean, if they didn't clog up, your toilet and your sewer system, that's the issue with most
Yeah.
that's true.
disposable wipes. Yeah, they break down over 10 years or so. But anyway,
Something that, yeah.
So
interesting snap poll. And I would hope that I'd like to hear what our podcast viewers
Yeah,
or
we want to know
listeners,
what you're
I-
doing.
if you send us if you send us your preference, or even if you send us a story, what do we send them? We send you some stress reliever,
mhm.
ZuLoo swag.
you know
right?
you want it,
you
Take
want it.
with you.
and a ZuLoo gun. Yeah.
No guns.
Yeah.
No, just toilets.
Water gun to take with
We
you
could give you-
as your portable
Oh.
bidet.
That's even better. We got a water gun.
They actually make those. You actually
It's like a water bottle.
no, it's a little thing you put on the top of your water bottle, and you use it as a bidet, and then you.
Wait, isn't that just like just a normal kind of squirt bottle?
It's like a little nozzle that you
Mhm.
you can put on the end.
Oh,
And
Dude,
I
I'm gonna
haven't heard
start
about
bringing
the
around.
I'm not. I've tried it a few times. I'm not good at it. I need more
You
practice.
need the angle.
Yeah, it's hard. That's the problem. The angle.
Well, I have a
It's getting
snap
the angle.
poll.
Okay.
Ben. Similar question. different situation.
Got it.
You are on a road trip with your family.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go.
All right.
Do you
Is this
pull
based on
off?
personal experience?
It is.
No,
Okay.
no, thank goodness.
I don't know.
I haven't been on enough road trips to really have one of these
Okay.
needs. Oh man, but you know what? That's got me thinking about. Do I rephrase my question?
Oh no, I
Just
didn't mean to throw you off. Go.
give us the question. Just hit it.
What I was gonna say was, do you stop at one of the, like, you're in the middle of nowhere rest stops that are always atrocious. They got the massive spiders on the wall, the bats in the corner. Or do you hold out to some no-name gas station that requires a key?
Okay, so the question, it's between a public rest stop
and
versus
a
gas station.
But then you got me thinking,
that's an easy one.
let's up the ante a little bit and say, okay, do you? There's no public. There's
question.
there's no public. Whatever.
Do you have your clothes on, or
you've
do
got to
you
go?
not?
Yeah.
Have you already gone in your pants?
Do you have access to clean water? Yeah.
Did you bring your squirt
We
gun?
have so many variables.
Yeah.
that affect your answer.
This is the only variable.
Yeah.
Road trip. It hits you.
You
could make it.
You see a rest stop. You see, you're like, oh, rest area ahead.
Rest area.
Smokey Bear is saying rest stop.
You see on the sign, Maverick Crest gas station coming up in 5 miles, but it hits you. You're approaching town. Do you hang it out the car window, because this car is not stopping?
Why don't we make this more specific? You're leaving Las Vegas. You're an hour outside of it. You're coming up to Prim. You notice the 4th of July and the traffic's out of control. It's going to take you just 45 minutes to get into the Terrible's gas station. Do you go there? Or do you have to run out to the side of the road because you can't physically get to the gas station?
Thank you. You did put your brain in.
So the question is not between a public facility or a private one. It's nature.
It's
versus
nature versus
a gas station.
Okay, because I was going to say,
but the variable is that you gotta go.
You gotta go. You're going to go in nature because you got to go.
So
you're going to go wherever. Like I've gone in confession.
Got it.
I mean, it wasn't like in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think you've confessed anything on the podcast.
You know the Holiday gas station over by. It's on Orem Center Street.
Our listeners will know.
Yeah,
but
there's a where Mountain View High School is. There's a Holiday gas station.
I got you.
I've like gone to the bathroom right behind that like building.
Yes,
personally, like in broad daylight.
That was you.
2:00 in the afternoon.
Which version?
Like
Which
drop
version?
your hands.
It was a number one.
Because that's nothing.
Okay, but
I'm
still,
again envisioning you just squatting.
I have.
So
okay, if you want a number two, I have gone in Sherwood Hills neighborhood, and my neighbors were building a house, and I went
on their property
in their house.
Well, how about this?
While it was under construction,
they hadn't gotten the plumbing yet.
Yeah, so I don't think it counted. I think it still
was the foundation laid.
Yeah, it's foundation, walls were up.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you went in the cement, the foundation was laid.
It's still wet.
It was
odd shape. Perhaps it's
it's a cool
an
color.
emergency situation. I don't remember a lot of it.
It was a blur.
But I just remember the relief afterward was fantastic. And
was it was this a one?
And I just sort of left it and like, oh, maybe the construction workers will
sweep it up.
Maybe concrete over it or build around it, or I don't know, but I don't know what they did.
I didn't catch.
But now I drive past that same house. I'm like,
you know what you've done there.
It's a little weird feeling.
If someone's ever murdered in that house, it could get dicey for you. Because that is fine.
They might find some DNA. Hey, we found some.
What's happening up here? Well, I'll say this: ask me how many times I have pissed into a big gulp cup.
How many times?
Over 30. When you're out there delivering.
A big gulp, though, you've got a nice.
Oh, they got a wide berth.
It's not like that scene in The Office where.
No, let's just say it all goes in. And
Yeah.
you fill it up, and it's really fun when there's ice in it because that just melts right away. And then I used to not dump it out immediately because I'd fill it up. I'd open the little side door of my van and like dump it out. But I used to not do that. Like I would go look for like a field to dump it in, and I would have it in my cup holder. I remember when I was driving, and I almost instinctively reached out for it because I thought because it looks like Mountain Dew, and I was like, and then I was like, oh, okay. So it got a little dangerous, but you know.
Also, just imagining you tossing it out your window while you're driving 90 miles in the middle of the desert and having whoever's driving directly behind
Be
you.
awesome. They don't know what it is. Also, when you're like a public rest stop I was gonna say.
Well, I do want to know what you would choose.
Never even gone to one. It's
What?
always gas stations.
What?
Because why
Like, do you know
wouldn't
what
you
they
go to
look
a
like?
gas station? Public
Yeah,
rest
that's what I
stop?
was going to say.
Yeah.
It's like choose between a publicly maintained facility and a private one. The
Then,
private
like,
one's going to
in
be
the
cleaner.
desert?
For the
Okay,
most
but
part,
the factor is that the public restroom is a lot closer to you.
Oh, I see.
I forgot.
That's where my brain was. The public restroom's a lot
the
closer
time
to you, but
factor,
the
yeah.
gas station is further out.
No,
so what do you do?
I forgot the 5th grade math equation you laid out for us. No, it's not even a question. I will
You would
force
wait?
myself to go to the gas station because I honestly wouldn't have even been able to consider the other one because I wouldn't even have known we were passing it. You know, that's how it is. Because I also want snacks.
Well,
Yeah, you're not going to get
Yes.
snacks in the public place. You
what
know?
snack do you get?
Oh, I love, like if we're on the road, maybe some like Ruffles, maybe some. I'll get a whole pack of gum because I'll just rip through gum if I'm driving.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'll rip through it
Smart.
because I'll just chew it and then swallow it and then chew more. It's
Trying to think what I
crazy.
would get.
Pringles are fun.
I used to get
Big
combos,
gulps.
but
Combos are a little gross.
yeah,
They're
combos
kind of
are-
trashy.
No.
I
That's
know.
what gas station snacks are supposed to be, though.
It is trash because once you get to the destination and then you have if I go and eat McDonald's, I'll be like, wow, this feels like real food. It really highlights what you're getting out there on the
Oh,
road.
man.
Well, awesome.
We wanted to do a quick news minute, and then I think we're wrapping it up
Yeah.
for today.
We had a lot to talk about.
Well, that's so fascinating, the discussion here. And I think
We skipped our news
We're
minute.
getting down to the nitty gritty.
yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty, and I think I'm gonna, because of the topic, I think we're going to talk about this Wall Street Journal article, and hopefully we can be able to share it without subscribing because it's one of those subscriber things, not the free news that you get out there.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, it talks about the tracking of they're tracking COVID-19 in wastewater,
Wow.
like your poop. And
We are really set on tracking down who's got COVID and
yeah,
who does
because I think
not
it
have
relates to,
COVID.
because we're always, about airplanes, and we're always like, but it's, as far as the waste, they're tracking the spread of COVID-19 in wastewater treatment plants, and they are able to find that it's a very valuable tool. It's not a good predictor because it's already happened, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But patients, they shed the virus in their feces, and then it gets flushed downstream, and so they're able to see, oh wow, this city is like loaded with Omicron and all kinds of fun stuff, and these other cities are not, right? So it's kind of interesting. They're tracking it that way, as if we need government to track more, right? Like,
Well, I'm
let's
just thinking of that English gentleman that we talked about forever ago on our first episode who had the airplane who just spewed all on him. And I'm thinking,
Right.
what if he was in quarantine and that happened to him and that's how he got COVID?
Wow.
Poor fella.
That's a super.
That
First
would
you
be-
get
that'd be a
who
wild
dumped
way to
on
get it.
you, and then you get COVID.
Wow.
In no way that any person's ever
No one would believe you.
no one would believe you.
Yeah. So you'd be
He'd be outcast from society forever, probably.
Well, they think he's crazy to lose his mortgage. They would just kick him out. They'd foreclose on his home. His kids wouldn't talk to him anymore. Wow. He just becomes the poo man. Poovid.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And that's like the origin story for
the film you're shooting on Saturday.
I was going to say Winnie the Pooh, but then I felt that was going to be too stupid. So then I felt embarrassed. And then I didn't want to say it.
You know, the origin story for Winnie the Pooh is actually really sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, thanks for that cliffhanger. We'll never know what happened to Winnie the Pooh.
You'll never know what happened to Winnie the Pooh or his origin story.
Actually, I do know what happened to Winnie the Pooh. He's he runs the country of China. That's the joke. That's the joke they make about him, and he tries to remove every photo of him looking like Winnie the Pooh from the internet.
Oh man. Well, on that note, we'll wrap up today's episode.
Well, we haven't got into the article yet.
Oh,
why are you wrapping me
up?
Is
there more to say about tracking COVID-19 through waste management systems?
I was about to get into that. I was about to get into that, but we got on.
I know. I kind of thought that was the end. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Winnie the Pooh. I don't know.
He's always going to steal the spotlight.
Yeah, true. But it does say that it is a. I misspoke a second ago. It is a leading indicator because they're able to see it occurring in the wastewater before it even there is an outbreak. And this isn't just for COVID; it's for a lot of different diseases or any kind of viruses, and also and so some cities have higher prescription drugs in the sewer systems. Sure. And like London, they were finding, especially during the pandemic, they found that I think it's like it's around 4 times the amount of what's the antidepressant drug? What is it?
It's a couple.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
isn't there like Klonopin or like Prozac?
What I mean, those are all brand names, but they did find an uptick of like 4 times the levels of those sort of
just like an SSRI, some
antidepressant drugs in the wastewater, which gives an indicator, because it's sort of a indicator of what's going on in society, what's being flushed downstream, right? So it's kind of an indicator of higher levels of depression and things of that nature. Here they've got, like I guess New York, New Jersey region, like 90% of the wastewater had COVID in it.
Wow.
Whereas other cities like Houston and southern cities had lower amounts for some reason, but I think it sort of mirrors what maybe actually happened as far as outbreaks and all that. But
what if it's just one guy, like one person just really shitting?
Yeah.
And so it's a little inflated,
That's true. He puts out a high degree of high material and,
and he accounts for the 90% of New Jersy.
Yeah. He's the 90%. He is the
90%.
They're eating a lot more pasta out there. So that comes out big. You can't imagine like the Mediterranean diet people or, it's going to be a little different. Actually,
your feta salad.
Yeah, the feta salad.
That you're going to make.
Yeah, the keto kids are okay. But, the pasta boys, it's coming out and it's, it's inflating the numbers. But
that is interesting to know that so much can be tracked from wastewater. I mean, I think people flush it, right? And think like, I don't see it, not my problem.
Who wants it, right?
Yeah, there's no data in this, but there's data in everything.
Right.
And
it's got
that can tell us much
it's got this cool
health.
diagram, and I don't know if we could reproduce this in the show notes.
We can always link it. Your choice to subscribe.
We're gonna make it ourselves.
But anyway, it's kind of cool diagram on how they go about it. It's if you're interested in that kind of geeky stuff.
Local like PSA, you can always take a tour of your local waste management facility.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're very keen on educating people.
There's a big waiting list, so act now to get in there.
Act fast.
Well, awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my awesome news article. Sorry, it wasn't too exciting, but
all right.
Anyway,
educational.
Well, now every time I take a dump, I'm going to look at it and be like, COVID.
Yeah, maybe you keep it and test it.
Oh, I'll do my own little tests on it.
Yeah, just kind of see if it turns pink.
Do you get the double line? Do you get the single line? Isn't that how the COVID test is?
I don't know. Is it,
That much
I've
rather.
only ever
taken
I'd
one.
much rather do a test like that than my nose. Wouldn't
just
you?
take
Yeah.
a dump in a cup.
Just like, oh, here's a little poop sample
just-
and test that.
Take a dump in a pixie cup and hand it over, and then they
Oh,
say,
that'd be easy.
As a misuse of a pixie cup.
"Is that how is not? It's you're supposed to use it." That's what I'm using it for.
Maybe that's how you use it.
When I'm on the road and I'm, refusing to go to a rest stop, pixie cup,
Innovative.
pop it under. Because I can one hand drive pretty easy.
Yeah.
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 And, it's easy. It's a nice little, I got a little system I'm working on. I also put a maxi
Pro
pad.
tip, life hack from
Life-
Quinn.
And it's legal. Yeah. And a cup, if you just tell them I just took a dump in a cup, they would be, you know what? You can just leave. I don't want to deal with this. So you're fine.
You're totally fine.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning into the ZuLoo Poodcast. Super excited to have you listening. Hope that you'll join in on the polls.
And let us know.
Let us know. Would you rather airplane
Dump.
bathroom or airport
Dump.
bathroom / nature
Dump.
or what was the other one? Gas station.
Gas
Dump.
station. Well, so many variables, right? So,
Yeah.
I was going to get into porta potties, but maybe that's another show.
That's another
That's
show.
another show.
We'll
Yeah.
talk about that for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Because Kelsey's going to present us 16 different scenarios.
Please take.
Yeah.
Please choose from the following 10 options.
Yeah. I feel like we're in like military.
All of the above.
Like military officers. Like, it's raining. your comms are down.
You gotta set the stage.
You're landing in
That's right.
Belarus with one parachute.
Yeah, pooping is complicated. There's so many variables. So.
There sure are. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the ZuLoo Poodcast. Follow us on social media at our links in the show notes below. To learn more, visit our website, ZuLoo.org. If you liked the podcast, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. For even more ZuLoo fun, send us an email with your toilet stories to podcast@zuloo.com for a chance to be featured on the podcast. This episode of the ZuLoo Poodcast is sponsored by ZuLoo Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at ZuLoo.com.